Welcome back to Catch It, a New Perception. My name is Ketuk. Thinking about what one may see as important. Is it important for you to have a good job? Is it important to you to have friends, family? Is it important for you to have love? Is it important for you to give love? Is it important to you to receive, or is it important to you to give? Setting priorities and knowing what's important to you, your morals and values, what it is you want out of life, what it is you want to pass on to the next generation, or possibly what it is you want to pass on to the next 7 generations. What is it that's been gifted to you? Your morals and values have been gifted to you. Some seem a little skewed to certain people. Some morals and values of certain people are not in line with other people's morals and values. Some people will say the most important thing in life is to make money and make sure my kids never want for anything. Those are not my morals and values. I watch our kids struggle at times, and that struggle is good. And I watch them ask for help, and I do what I can to help. And I truly believe that being a good human being is important. Not where you came from, not what your ethnicity is, not what your religion is, nothing to do with your background. None of that has to do with being a good human being. Being a good human being is what I think I want to pass on to the next 7 generations. How can I help the people that know me, the people that love me, the people in my family, the people that see me as a relative to them? How can I pass on the idea of being a good relative? For me, a big part of this has to do with understanding where my morals are, what my morals and values are, and being able to appreciate and not look down on someone because their morals and values have to do with finance and how financially wealthy they can become and what they can do and how they can teach their children. Maybe that's important to them. Maybe I should not judge that. I should not condemn that. I'd like to be able to also pass on the idea that we don't have to live in a poverty mentality and that we can possibly have generational wealth that means more than just finances. What if generational wealth starts with treating people well, being kind, carrying a good heart, being a good relative? What if that is the beginning of generational wealth, and then on top of it, we can be as smart as we can with our finances, and we don't spend more money than what we make? That's a nice idea to pass on to our children and to our grandchildren and anyone that wants to be part of our circle. I think the more that we can pass on to them in the idea of what our morals and values are, they will be able to find their own morals and values, what's important to them, and how they pass it on. What does it mean when someone has everything. Is that money? Is that love? Is having everything mean having family? Or is having everything having friends? Is it a prestigious job? Is it a job that gives you self-worth? What does it mean to have everything? Is it a stable mental health? A stable emotional well-being? What does it mean to have everything? I think it's a very individual thing. This has to do with morals and values. And what I think is important is that you find a way to move within your morals and values. And when your moral compass changes, you change with it. Hopefully that you see yourself as you venture through this journey of life, that you see yourself with a higher moral standard than you once had, not a lower moral standard, according to you. Each one of us, being that unique manifestation of Creator, has the ability to have our own morals and values and have them change in a lifetime. I don't have the same morals I had when I was a teenager. I don't have the same values I had when I was a young adult. As I become an elder in this lifetime, it all continues to change. Is having everything, having the connections in this life? And what does it mean being connected? Does that mean being connected to people who have financial wealth and power and people in business, and I'm connected to these people? Is that what it means? I don't know what it means to an individual. I don't know how important those connections are. Is that the morals and values that you want to live with? And when I say want to live with, my perception is want to die with. I have the morals and values today that I want to die with. That's how I can live with them. It reminds me of speaking to this man who practices the way of Far Eastern religion. I believe it's kind of somewhat of a Buddhist practice. I'm uncertain. And I was talking about death. And he looks me in the eyes and he said, I so appreciate your perception of life. So my morals and values that I want to live with today need to be the morals and values that I'm willing to die with today. If I'm crossing my morals and values today and then think that I have another day of life in me, I may be deceived. So if I'm living with the morals and values that I actually want to have the day that I die, then I'm good. It's another way of understanding today is a good day to die. Is that my morals and values are in line, that if I leave human form today and I return to the spirit world, that I'm okay with it. That I've had the morals and values in this lifetime that I want. That for me, it's about being able to understand all of what it is I want and need, how I'm going to treat people, how I'm going to respect people, how I'm going to learn love, dignity, and respect for the Creator, for all living things, all my relatives. This is what my morals and values are about today. I want to be able to get to a point where I remember this every day. Is everything that I live with is everything I want to die with. The more I get connected to the idea that if I were to die today, I would be okay, the easier it is to live life to its fullest. To be grateful for what I have, to not take it for granted, to be able to want to be part of and have the connections that I need and the connections that I want. I talk about connections, and I talk about connections in different ways, and I talk about the connections to people, and I talk about the connections to the Creator. And often I'm talking about an emotional, a mental, a connection that's of spirit as much as anything. And as I was speaking a few minutes ago about maybe connections in business, to be able to allow me to be able to get what I need in the world, those are interesting also. And one thing I learned what seems like many years ago, 20 years ago, I'm working for a motorcycle magazine and I'm writing articles for them, and I'm at a large motorcycle rally, one of the largest in the country, maybe the largest. And there was an artist there that worked as a artist around the motorcycle industry. A rather high-end artist. I think he sells his paintings in the six-figure range, so they appear to be high-end to me. And I went to interview him, and after the interview got over, I thought maybe I'd check back the next day and finish the interview. Just tie up any loose ends, maybe have a little more conversation. Don't know if it'll be added to the interview, just more conversation. And as I returned, he gifted me a print of some of his artwork. Personalized it to me in gold Sharpie. I thought it was rather pleasant. And then he said to me, he said, I didn't know so-and-so had sent you. Implying I should have told him. But I could say, oh, I know so-and-so. But when that man said he knew me, that was the connection. It's not me claiming I know someone. It's that person saying, I know him. So when the world begins to open up when it comes to connections in business, isn't me claiming I know this guy or I know that guy or look at me. It's when that guy claims he knows me and he's powerful in your eyes. That is the connection I'm looking for in business. So it's not lost on me when I speak of connections that I don't often speak of connections in business, because that's not what's most important to me. It's about the connection to the spirit. It's connection to the person. It's connection to life. And those business connections can also be advantageous. Looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world. Doksha, okay.